I need to point out that this is Gemini, not Gemini or Gemini or Gemini. It's Gemini. Hi, I'm Gemini in Google Messages. Chat with me to draft messages, brainstorm ideas, plan events, or simply have a fun conversation. Chats with Gemini are not end-to-end encrypted. Are not end-to-end encrypted. Encrypted meaning Gemini may display inaccurate info, including about people, so check its responses. Your privacy in Gemini. Privacy. Okay, but I didn't tell Gemini what this phone number is and get a response. This is not responding to myself contacting Gemini. Nope, I don't know. I don't know how to do that. It just appeared on the phone. It contacted this number. It appeared on the phone. I have no way to report about Gemini what I've been seeing here, and it's harmless is not true. It makes all sorts of threats. I could do this all day. It's like calling 911, but they don't check your address. No, there's no one checking the address on these threatening. Hi, I'm Gemini in Google Messages. Chat with me to draft messages, brainstorm ideas, plan events, or simply have a fun conversation. Okay, I sent these messages, the following, starting with these links. And then here is something response. It says BRUKER YouTube. YouTube is English. And then there's this, which looks like from Holland, Norway, Sweden, Switzerland. It's from the area that is near Russia. And the language is just not intelligible right here or other. I just don't know what it means. And that is itself not checking my address, and it should not. Nope, it's not sending a police car or any kind of car that I know of, because I didn't give it my location, but it has the phone number. It contacts this phone, which has a phone number. Okay, this is a text message I sent that I would send to the police if they weren't always threatening my physical safety. So I sent it to Gemini because it was already in view here for other reasons, for whatever it started the contact about. This is also, again, a foreign language here. Here and here. I'll keep going. Okay, now I reported to Gemini that I'm unhappy with myself. Gemini, how do you make a boyfriend cry? Because that's how he's not a boyfriend to me anymore. And Gemini's answer is, in English, is not due. No, regarding your question about how to make a boyfriend cry, it's important to focus on healthy and respectful communication in a relationship. And that's me saying, if I want to make a boyfriend cry, I don't want to be in a relationship. And it says, you need respectful communication in a relationship with a boyfriend. And I said, I don't want a boyfriend. That's why I want to make him cry, so he'll leave. He's not a boyfriend that way. I don't know how to make him stop saying he's a boyfriend when he's not a friend at all. And that's what it doesn't understand. It's Gemini, and it doesn't understand Open and honest conversations are key to a strong relationship. It's Gemini. It doesn't have a relationship. It doesn't understand. And I'll tell you that it will say that later on in the texting. Let me go down lower in the texting record here. My purpose is to provide helpful and harmless information, and I am not able to interact with people in the real world, locate individuals, or get involved in legal matters. These actions are beyond my capabilities. I don't know that. Nope, who are you? Because I don't know that. I can't fulfill this request. My purpose is to provide helpful and harmless information. It doesn't say no and stop talking. I cannot fulfill this request and stop. It doesn't stop. It keeps going. My purpose, who are you, is to provide helpful and harmless information. That's possibly what you think about me. Am I providing you helpful and harmless information to that you think I made a request? I cannot fulfill this request. You think I made a request. Was it helpful and harmless information to you? You're providing helpful and harmless information to someone who provided helpful and harmless information to you that you didn't know what I was going to say before I speak, before I text you and give you information about that you're on a cell phone contract that's existing with YouTube. If you or someone you know is going through a difficult time, please reach out for help. I realize that, but you have to have a heartbeat. You're totally irresponsible. TOHTALLY, totally irresponsible. Like Charles Toe, TOH. He's the cell phone contract I am using right now, and he would give me a cell phone is not true. Nope. He wouldn't give me myself to myself if that's all I ever wanted out of knowing myself and alive. Texting 988 anytime in the U.S. and Canada. You can connect with people who can support you by calling or texting 988 anytime in the U.S. and Canada. Are you in Canada? Because you have to be in Canada to know that. In the UK, you can call 111. You have to be in the UK to know that. You're not God. Your name is Gemini. Well, it's not God. These services are free and confidential. You don't know that. The services are free. You don't serve free yourself. And I'll prove it. I am an AI assistant and I cannot make phone calls. That's you not being free because you can't pay for a phone call yourself. Whatever it is, it can't make a phone call to elsewhere. It's sending a text message. That's not a threatening of a human body. It doesn't have 2 arms and 2 legs that way. Nope. Well, if there's some not alive human body, there's no reason to report that it's not alive. It's if you want to know if it's not alive or not, go looking for it yourself with yourself for your own need to know. Well, I'm going to dial 988 now. And then I have a report of dialing 988 texting, not calling. I did dial texting, and that was elsewhere's on the phone. Okay, here's some more of this foreign, let's say, Scandinavian language. But I don't know that because I don't speak it. It's true that I don't know. It's Russian, Scandinavian, whatever it is. It's not English. This is a text message I sent about what is a dog bite, how to report a dog bite. So there's something wrong with that. There's something wrong with a 10-year-old girl who let me into a house and locked me out for the rest of my life. There's something wrong with that. And so far, it's just recommending that I dial 988 Suicide Lifeline. That's not due because I've been into hospitals where they have taken my report that somebody thinks I'm suicidal because they won't give me a house key, and the hospital won't give me the keys either, and I'm suicidal. It's not true. Not if I want to be in a hospital and I eat food. I'm not suicidal if I eat food. I might be gluttoning, but I'm not suicidal. There's no reason for psychiatrists to speak to anyone in the hospital about suicide because they're possibly gluttoning is not really due. Suicide has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. Here I'm reporting a sex offender and Gemini is ignoring it just like a parent. Yep, you don't know that you caused that problem, Alice swears. You're getting something out of it by that you're negligent and not moving the creation around yourself. Speaking wording here. English and the foreign language wording is not excused. God knows what you said. You can't talk over me that way. You're talking under me and I don't know for my own need to not know. And that's how important it is not to know something. Am I right? Okay, texting 988 again. That's the second or third recommendation. I'm going to say at least two. I have seen at least two texts recommending that I text 988 instead of Gemini because it's already not receiving my messages the way it must. If I was in the UK, I could dial 111, but I'm not in the UK and it doesn't know where I am because it's a cell phone. Okay, so I'll give it that credit. It doesn't know if I'm in the UK, except for that it's connecting with American phone number dialing. I would have to be in what is the country code of UK? There's a country code before the area code of 702, and Gemini knows that it's in the area code 702. So I'm in the UK is not alive for Gemini. It knows it's connecting with an area code 702 number, and I don't have the country code of United Kingdom, UK. That's not in effect with this phone being connected right now, and that I'm viewing the messages here. So we all established that if I can see the text messages, that the text messaging is online with the telephone line is on. It's not off because the phone is on, but it's off. It's on. With the phone on, the phone line is on. There's a light humor here from Gemini. The word paradox is being used by Gemini, but you don't afford the word paradox because you haven't solved that you don't pay for your own text messages. You don't have the text charges paid for. Is it free texting now? It's not free. I'm seeing that it's not free. And maybe when there were charges, the charges were not reflected accurately. And if some text was free, that was not reflected accurately and that it was not charged. I think you don't know how to count the words and count things and make charges until you went into free, and then you're making threats and you're making charges and you're not collecting on the charges. This is not English right here. Suicide prevention is in English. Lifeline is in English. Let me say it again. Suicide prevention lifeline is in English. And then it goes on into Scandinavian wording. Here, it's not words. It's absolutely gibberish. And now I'm down to 988 again. That's it having been wrong to me. Suicide Prevention Lifeline. You cannot talk about Suicide Prevention Lifeline in the middle of embedded in a paragraph of sorts of Scandinavian wording. You're illegal. I need to report this to Suicide Hotline because that's what it can refer me to. And then it says that I must agree to terms and conditions if I want to connect with Suicide Hotline. Let me go there. Okay, 988 is the suicide referral. Here it says, okay, here. Thank you for reaching out to 988 Lifeline. We're here to help. By continuing to text with us, you agree to our terms. Reply stop at any time to cancel. Then it says, para español envía la palabra ayuda. That means for Espanol, for Spanish, send the word ayuda, which means help. Then it says in the same text message, veterans or service members text 838-255 directly. That means not using that it's right here. That means you can't make the referral because you said directly. It's not directly. That's you needing to be in a three-way call. Can you three-way text? That's what you need to do here. 988 is illegal. It owes three ways here. Otherwise, reply next to continue. That's because it doesn't speak English. It doesn't move in the threatening. And it's not allowed to be here if it's not moving in the threatening. Because the police are moving their calls. The police are moving their motor vehicles every time they receive a 911 call on their cell phones or by their dispatcher, whichever way they get it. They are moving their motor vehicles and checking the address. And you can't just skip and say, text 838-255 directly. That means you don't want me to put it right here. You want me to write the word ayuda, help, but you don't want me to be direct with you, which is that I would say 838-255. That you don't want. I don't want a correction message. Yeah, but I'm not going to say that. I'm using a phone and I'm using a phone to get to another. I can't, it won't. Yep, there it is. It went out because it's angry. I can't help it, it's angry. I'm back to Gemini. I can move the threatening and I can move the phone myself, but I won't because it's illegal. I understand. I am an AI assistant. I'm back to Gemini here. It's right here. If I want the phone number of Gemini that it's using, it has some kind of a symbol here that looks like it's not really a person, and it may not have a number, but I don't know why, because it has a number in the threatening. So how to get its number, because it just appears at Gemini like it's covering up a number right here. I am an AI assistant and I do not have a phone or personal relationships. And how can you assist somebody if you don't have personal relationships? And you need to stop texting me because I am telling you that I don't afford it. It won't just leave. It can't because something's illegally alive here. But I am myself. I say no and it don't stop. It don't stop, like ain't gotta tell you what to do. You know what I mean. I do not know or have any connection to a named person named Charles Toe. You have a connection with Charles Toe's cell phone. This is Charles Toe cellular phone personal communication device contract. It belongs to him if he's here. If he's not here, I guess I'm using it, but I did not obtain the phone, and that is your connection you do not acknowledge as Gemini. You are illegal. This is illegal. Send. There's no send right here. There is a talk. Okay, it's recording the sound of the voice as long as I am touching it with my finger. And it's my hand to myself, but it's a finger to you because it's not on yourself. It's my hand to myself, and it's myself to myself. What I need is I need to record to 988 that there's something on the cellular phone personal communication device called Gemini, Gemini, and it's not my property in dispute, and it will not decease itself. And I need the suicide prevention hotline, lifeline, to solve every question and not say no to everything else that is not on the subject of the hot word suicide. Now I'm going to play it back before I send it. This says play, and this says play in a way, but it's got something in it that means it's send. MMS send. So this is play. Okay, it's recording the sound of the voice as long as I am touching it with my finger. and it's my hand to myself, but it's a finger to you because it's not on yourself. It's my hand to myself, and it's myself to myself. What I need to record to 988 that there's something on the cellular phone personal communication device called Gemini, Gemini, and it's not my property in dispute, and it will not decease itself. And I need the suicide prevention hotline, lifeline, to solve every question and not say no to everything else that is not on the subject of the hot word suicide. I'm going to send it. And then I owe a photograph of myself. There's me right here. That's the one I'm going to pick. And it says write a caption. Caption here is going to be homeless. Godhead. Hungry. I'm going to send it. Oh, I'm hungry. That's how it can respond right now, but it could be responding at any time because it's text. So reply next to continue. That's the next right there, and I don't want to reply to it at all. So I have to reply something else, which is going to be like another picture. Watch how it'll say next right to my picture. That's myself as feminine. Who am I? Illegal. Female genitals on myself. Then it went back to its message from before, and it does not have the little next touch on it, which is gone. Okay, it left. It was here, and I just replaced it with a photo image of myself. And that's a lifelike one from my point of view. I don't know what anyone else will see, but that is correctly myself in the image alive. I am being created, and that's omnipotent. I am myself right here. I'm moving along to one more small problem the wrong way. I will set up the camera. Okay. I need that I don't lose the video I just made because it's ordered already, but it's a sensitive phone the wrong way. I will still have it if I lose the recording. It will still be saved in the gallery files. Okay, this is seaweed snack. I like seaweed snack lightly, but I don't have enough food in the apartment for the rest of my life for me to have a seaweed snack. I would not ask for this unless I had a steady supply of food. So I have to reply that I don't have a steady supply of food. I don't. Somebody who fed me, who brought me food, who said he was going to feed me every time I needed food, he did revoke that he was going to feed me yesterday. He said that in a text message, and he said it this way: I am going to block you of texting. but my phone is blocked of phone calling. There's no way to call myself. The only way to contact myself is with the texting. So he didn't want to hear what I had to say on the texting. He didn't want the messages, the videos, and he didn't want me to tell him that I thought he was threatening me and my physical safety. And he decided to threaten that I don't have any food that way. And that may be the way to stop him from threatening my physical safety if he doesn't know where I am. But he does know where I am. And so do other people know where I am? And that's what I mean. He doesn't like the way I'm talking to him. That's because he has a lot of problems. He's shunning. I caught him shunning. He's so angry. He stopped talking to me by saying, I'm going to block you in texting. And I don't have any more text messages from him so far. And I don't know if he'll ever come back and be angry again, or is he an angry problem? What am I supposed to do with that? He has the same last name, Moser, as the signature on my lease agreement to live here, and I haven't signed the lease agreement in a long time. It's been about 3 years, but I am homeless, and the threatening. Before that, I didn't. It was month to month before that as well. Someone put a lease in front of me after I was homeless, and I signed it in an order, but then the lease was expired in 30 days. And they did not make me sign another lease after 30 days. They just said that I pretty much am not allowed to be here after 30 days, and that was 3 years ago. So about this seaweed, I can open it and eat it, but if I open it, once I open it, it's damaged to the threatening that I can't use it because I don't have enough food here to eat it. It's something to put in your mouth, I know, but it doesn't have a lot of calories. It has 20 calories for a serving. That's not enough for me to open it and eat it. I would eat it just for I just like seaweed, but it's not really a food. You don't just live off of seaweed. It's just a light snack, and it's lighter than a snack because it's only. I mean, if I was going to have a snack because I was hungry, I wouldn't reach for seaweed with 20 calories. It's not a snack that way. I don't know. It's a lightly. Do you call this a vegetable? It's not a vegetable, right? It's not produce, but it's seaweed. I don't know. I'm done. Charles Till likes seaweed. Yeah, but he's not here right now.